What's up, good people? It's your man Jay Free. I know it's been a while since I've been out. I apologize to those that have taken the time out and blessed me with listening to the videos and the things that I say. But also I've had to take a step back just because I like to be fresh on the information. I like to know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. But more importantly, self-evaluation. I've been kind of in exile, so to say. Um, Going over studying research and just making sure that I'm on point with what I'm talking about. But in the process of me being gone, it's been a lot that's been going on and taking place, man. And it's got me really troubled and bothered out here. Um, One of the reasons why I guess you would say I kind of stopped doing videos, aside from self-evaluation and things of that nature, was also um, even when I would feel an unction or a desire to speak about something that I was seeing or that I may have heard about. Honestly, maybe it's my fault, but the opinion was that no, nobody ain't paying attention. Nobody, no way. I mean, no one's listening. So I just felt like I was speaking to deaf ears, and so I just felt there was no importance to it. I mean, come on, I'm just a grain of sand on the whole beach, so there's no significance. As well as I have, there's for me, there's really no desire to be seen. Um, I'm not trying to gain anything from this from the moment that I started. It's just I'm actually a former preacher for those that know. So there's never been any motivation for me other than a desire to see my people set free and to always spread truth. So that's why there was never, I never felt any, big deal about not recording videos or anything because I was never trying to gain anything. However, I do feel that there's a lot of things that need to be heard. Not that I'm nobody or that I'm anything special, but I see a lot that's going on, and so many people um, just continue to be lost, and not just lost, but it's like people choose to be ignorant nowadays because it's the 21st century, so there's nothing that's a secret anymore. Anything that you want to know, all you can do is Google. I mean, it's so advanced now, you can just pick up your phone, you know what I'm saying, and speak into it and say, hey, search for such and such, Google it. And I mean, so information is readily available and at our hands, at our fingertips, for everyone who's interested. And then you even have those that we share information with and they just refuse to, the cognitive dissonance kicks in and people just don't want to hear truth because they want to hold to the lie. And this is the problem where we at. And this is why I guess I just felt an unction and a desire to come back and speak on some things. So I'm gonna be coming back as often as possible, for those that care, and for those that don't, I mean, it is what it is. If one person listens or 1,000 people, like I say, I have no motivation or no desire to gain anything as a result. I just hope that somebody listens and that I may spark something within the mind that can help somebody to awake, man, to what's going on. So like I say, just I got it's so much, man. I ain't even write nothing down to try to come with nothing. But I just know right now, I've been troubled because I'm steady with everything that's been going on and everything that's going on. I'm constantly hearing people talking about the black on black crime. And I even saw Brother Ray Lewis posted a tremendous video. I saw it on Facebook earlier while I was at work. Man, I applaud the brother. I agreed with everything he said concerning us and our people. Real talk about us needing to stop killing. He gave statistics. He gave numbers. He was concerned the Chicago area. I'm a Midwestern person myself from Ben Harbor, Michigan. My family is from Chicago. So, I mean, we literally, an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Chicago, go back and forth often when I lived there. I'm not there now, but I'm just saying, so very familiar with the area. So it touched the spot when Ray was talking about it, but talking about the crime increase, the murder rate increase, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. And I agree with everything Brother Ray was saying. However, I have the same issue that I have with look, man, we know that the hood is a crime laden community. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's the ghetto, as we say, which I'm finna hit on. However, man, people do not take responsibility that to every cause there is an effect. You see what I'm saying? And so when people talk about, we may have mentioned before, talk about crabs in the barrel and how when one is trying to get out, the rest of them is clawing and pulling him to get back down. And they talk about how that's how we are like crabs in the barrel. Well, remember, man, the barrel is not the crab's natural habitat. So you can't talk about his actions when you have him in an unnatural habitat. And this is where we exist at now today. We exist in ghettos all across the country and all across the world. And I say ghettos because when you talk about ghettos, I brought this book out today. I do a lot of reading and studying. This is an old book I've had for a while. It's called Man's Religions. And this book, I think it was published in we ain't gonna waste time going through all of that, but it was, you can see that I got the book in my hand. Published in, original edition was published in 1949. The copy that I have was copyright 1969. So, my copy is 20 years later, but the book is from 49. And remember, man, when they was publishing in the 50s, 40s, 50s, and 60s or whatever, they didn't expect black people to read, for one. So they didn't have things as good as they do now. For two, we were not in the information age then, so they didn't have things or try to cover them up or make them secret as they did now. So, you know, the information that they possess or that they present in old books, man, is very valuable because they tell you about they self and what they plans and intentions are right in their own material. So the reason I pulled out this book was I just wanted to show y'all, because people, you know, you can call me crazy, whatever, and I want to show you I have a highlighted section in the book. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. I'm a paraphrase. You can read it. I don't care if you believe me or not. But in this book, it talks about the ghetto, and in the ghetto was devised, and it says the 15th century. So mid 15th, 16th century. So bottom line, in the 14 and 1500s is when the ghetto was devised. So this many hundreds of years ago, again, while, you know, slavery and all kind of other things, all kind of other lies were being created at the same time, they devised a plan called the ghetto, and they initially it was supposed to be for the Jews. People have heard of the ghettos and the Jews, but when they devised the plan about the ghetto, what they said was, we will create a new environment for this group of people that we want to put aside. We're going to create an environment for them. We're going to make it look new. We're going to make it look pretty. And we're going to send them over there and tell them, look what we got for you. But when they go over there, we're going to cut them off from commerce and trade. We're going to cut them off from business. So when they come back over here with the rest of society and trying to do business and trade, we're going to cut them off. We ain't going to do business with them. We ain't going to be good to them. We're going to treat them like dirt. So eventually, the new habitat that we created for them, eventually, for survival, they're going to start fighting amongst themselves just for survival. They'll only be able to trade with themselves. They'll only be able to barter and bargain with themselves. So they'll be poor amongst themselves, and they'll fight amongst themselves for survival because they won't have any other out. This is what they call the ghetto, and this is when they devised it. It's right here in the book in print. Now, when you look at what we call the ghetto, I see the same thing going on. So we talking about, say for instance, segregation and Jim Crow. So black folk, we had our own thing going on. We doing things, you know, because we were segregated. So we had no choice but to have our own businesses because this is what they forced us to. So while we segregated and we have our own businesses, we start to fight for rights. Now, as we start to fight for rights, we start to fight for equal rights. We want integration. Now, I don't know why we integrated, but we want integration instead of continue segregation and just getting our fair share and building our own. So in this process, as always, they pretend as if they were giving us something, only to continue to keep us fooled and brainwashed. So now here comes the civil rights bill, and we get welfare, and we get, you know, all types of different things. We get affirmative action, and, you know, different certain things that were instituted that appeared to give us equality. And the main thing was integration. So now here we are striving to sit at the white man's table, or striving to sit at the table of our oppressors, whoever they may be. I won't make it right, but we begging to sit at his table. So now Here he go to uncreated ghettos. We get new apartment structures called projects. You know what I'm saying? Get welfare, we get food stamps, we get all of these different things, subsidized housing with Section 8, all the different stuff that we get that they create the ghetto. But notice how they keep you cut off and we fighting amongst each other. Now, as we fighting amongst each other, now we done created, we got two different perspectives going. So now we have the black folk that don't have nothing, that know we ain't got nothing, that know ain't nothing coming. So they in the streets and they doing what they can do for survival, which is what the ghetto and the system intended. But then we have a second group. We have those meritorious malunition group of brethren who think that they have gained or have earned a right at the seat of the table of the master, and so they attempt to try to achieve what the master has, and so they feel like they're better than the rest of the niggers because look at me and what I'm doing. I'm successful over here. I've accomplished this. I'm a doctor, or I'm a lawyer, or I'm a you know, whatever your level of success may be, and nobody is paying. They're not able, because they have the success, they're not able to see the effects of the system and how it's working and how there's different levels. See, for every 100 people that graduate with a degree, they ain't gonna let but 10 of you get a job. My numbers could be off. I'm probably, but for those that know, they know what I'm saying. For every 100 get a degree, ain't but 10 gonna get a job. So education is not the answer. They educating you on their system. The higher your education is with them, the dumber you are. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. You see what I'm saying? So all of these things is going on within our black community based on the system, based on us trying to sit on their table, but people talking about black on black crime and what's going on and not establishing the root cause of what's going on. We are the effect of what they have caused because of what the system has allowed us to benefit from, which is nothing, lack thereof. Majority of us have a lack thereof. No matter how hard you work, no matter what you do, there's always going to be those that are allowed entrance and those that are not allowed entrance. This is how the system is set up and designed. It was never intended for everyone to benefit and profit and prosper. This is why it's happening. And so we have to understand the different levels of how the system is working, how it plays on the mind, and how it have us do. So as we talking about this, then the system again, we talking about black on black crime. It's like Brother Ray was talking about the statistics in Chicago. But also when you begin to understand the system and how the system works and its effects and the things that are accomplished within it, or how it's really operating and what its intended purpose is, once you can begin to understand these things as well, then what you begin to question or begin to know for a fact is we are slowly awakening as a people, and we are making progress in a positive manner. It may be minute and small to see, but it is happening for those that are aware and paying attention. Therefore, I don't believe within myself that the crime rate on black crime has increased. I would be more than willing to gather my life on it that it has not. However, this is the propaganda that the media has to push their agenda, because nobody will question, when you understand the system, how many CIA, FBI, or otherwise have dressed up and pretended to be gang members that are out in the streets gunning down our brothers in this war that we are not even aware that we're fighting, but they are fully aware. How many of them have gunned down our brothers, but the rap have been given to other brothers to say, look at the black on black crime? I just throw that out there as food for thought. However, now let me hit, because I will not get away from, we as a people do need to definitely curb the black on black crime. However, as I said, there's a cause, there's an effect to every cause. There's a cause and an effect to everything. Therefore, when you hungry and you got to eat, man, and the ghetto is your outlet, like I say, this is what they designed. I just read it out the book. This is what they designed. So I'm not saying that the brothers are right in the black on black crime, but for those that know better and understand the psychology behind it, you can see most people can't comprehend a 9 or 10-year-old child whose only influence is another 14, 15-year-old that's been led astray. And he's following behind them. Doesn't know any better and is being taught the bad and the negative. His perspective, his outlook on life is so screwed up. You see what I'm saying? That he doesn't understand what he's doing. You see what I'm saying? So in the same boy now grows and becomes an ill-advised, 20-year-old, 21-year-old, 25-year-old adult. And this is what we face in our communities, the ghetto, as a result of systematic oppression. And so the issues have to be addressed, man, that there's a cause to every effect. And I may have rambled with how I'm explaining the break, because like I say, I'm just hitting on some things, man, because it's been a while and I just wanted to address some issues. But the black on black crime, it needs to be addressed, but we have to stop as a people focusing on the black on black crime, man, and focus on the system at hand, because we dealing with a people that are trying to kill us, and they are trying to literally annihilate us. And it's not just us against us, but it's them against us, and there's a system against us. And so, the rappers with this rap music, I'm a rapper, used to rap, still, hey, my boy Park, you see what I'm saying? Still listen to Tupac because of the truth and the knowledge that the brother spit. However, man, if you, like, I'm in agreement with Brother Ray Lewis, because he said the same thing in this video earlier. I'm in complete agreement. Hey, man, if you rapping, man, and you out there making music right now, man, you need to change your perspective and your way of thought. You need to understand and realize the importance and the power behind music. People, come on, man. Let's wake up. This is why they use this as a tool against us, man. Let me explain something. I don't care what your opinion is, but I'll use the Bible as an example. In the Bible, it talked about Saul, the king, being overcome with an evil spirit. But then it said David came in and played the harp, and as he began to strum so beautifully, that the spirit left and he began to have peace because of the music. As the Bible description gives, Satan was Lucifer, the angel, the worship angel. He was the head musician, so to say, of heaven. He led the worship. And so I'm just using them as examples for those that I'm talking to that are still in that mind state, to understand the power of music, but more importantly, personally. When you in a bad mood and your song come on and change your mood? You know how you can be in a good mood and the song can come on and give you some memories, make you think about something and have you crying or have you feeling some kind of way of sad? You see what I'm saying? Music moves the soul. Music is the only thing that exists that does not need your permission to permeate your soul. Ooh, and that just came to me. Music is the only thing that exists that does not need your permission to permeate your soul. When you walking through the store and the music just playing, it does not need your permission to permeate your soul. When you listening to something on the radio and you think you're not paying no attention to it, it does not need your permission to permeate your soul. This is why when you somewhere else later on and the song pops in your head and you're like, I don't know why that's in my head. Because it didn't need your permission to permeate your soul. This is why a song that you said you didn't like when you first heard it, but then they kept playing it over and over and over on the radio, and now here you is 2 weeks later talking about that's my jam. Because it did not need your permission to permeate your soul. This is why when the commercial jingle comes on that they ain't paying no attention to, you know the words to it and you start singing along without thinking about it, because it did not need your permission to permeate your soul. And those that understand this is why they use it for advertising, because they understand that it permeates your soul and that it moves you in the direction that they want you to go. I'm telling y'all, man, we are psychological warfare. We are at war, man. This is bottom line. There's so much to address, man. So much going on to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I'm stopping now because the YouTube I only get about 20 minutes, and I wanna it's so much to discuss and to go over. I just wanted to say blessings to those that do take the time out to listen. We're gonna hit a lot of topics, man. We're gonna talk about a lot. We're gonna get into a lot, man. It's Jay Free. I see your mans. I'm just dropping my 2 cents, just speaking on how I feel. Black on black crime. Black Lives Matter, man. We are at war. It is a psychological warfare, people. We must wake up. We must wake up. We can't continue to be brainwashed and duped, man. It's just killing me. And I'm gonna make another video tomorrow or something, because I didn't want to hit it today because I know I'm gonna have to. But people are constantly coming at me, talking to me about whether I'm an atheist or not, because of my opinion about the church and religion as a form of preaching. How I always talk about Jesus is nothing and he's a lie and blah blah blah. Man, I am in no way, shape, or form an atheist, man. I believe in the higher power. I believe in the creator, man. I believe that goes without question. The laws of nature cannot be questioned, man. Everything that exists, as I've always said, and constantly for those who listen to my videos, everything that exists is in absolute harmony except for man. We are the only thing that are in discord. Everything else is in harmony. When you look out the window, the sun rises and sets as it's supposed to. The birds chirp, the rooster crows, the grass grows on the water, the trees create the photosynthesis that gives us, I mean, just everything is in perfect harmony except for man. And I have no questions about that. But in regards to Christianity, Muslim, any type of organized religion, I deal with Christianity mostly because I'm a former minister, and therefore I'm thoroughly versed in the word and understanding of hermeneutics, homiletics, or whatever you want. I'm thoroughly versed in doctrine and understanding what the church teaches, and therefore I continue to stand on my stance. It is a lie. Read Dr. Ben, the need, the black man's religion. It's a 3-part series. Read Francis Cress Welsing. I mean the book. I mean, come on, man. Destruction of black civilization. I mean, I can't even think of all the books that I have and that are available. Like I say, it's the 21st century, man. Information is out here. But I will be going. Like I say, I feel an unction, so I will be speaking on a lot of these topics and discussing Christianity, my viewpoints and my thoughts. I will be going over, you know, the lies that are instituted within it. We're gonna talk about a lot of things. Hitting on, I probably didn't mention because that was bothering me when it happened about the officer slinging the little girl across the classroom. Again, I gotta stop because YouTube only gonna give me so much time, man. Good people, I love y'all. Blessings to you. I will be talking about some things, man. Love y'all. God bless, man. One.